Okay, so I've got this intro. It's got a police siren sample and some ambient guitar from the guide. And it's okay, you kind of get the idea, but it's not really selling that intro. So today I'm taking a look at the power of overdubs or recording in some sweetening, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to throw some ideas at you, and they in turn hopefully will help you add just that little bit of special sauce at the end of your recording process. Let's dive straight in. So yes, it's great to have a method when you're recording, when you're mixing, and if you want to grab my free 7 steps mix method, you can find that below this video. But of course, the beauty of having a home studio compared to a pro studio is you can do whatever you want because it's your studio. So if you're listening to the track in the middle of a mix and you're thinking, you know, this is really bugging me, this intro isn't working, this middle 8 isn't working, transitioning from a bridge or a verse into a chorus just isn't happening, you can just go back to the recording stage. You can drop in some overdubs, you can drop in some new recording ideas, drop in some samples, and I'm a big fan of dropping in either samples or doing some reversing or some swooshes. I love reverse simples, anything like that to bring a song in and help it ease it through transitions. And that's what we're going to be taking a look at today. So we're looking at the transition of going from an intro into our first verse. At the moment, as I mentioned at the top of this video, I've got 2 samples. So the first sample was actually taken from the original guide track. And I've also added to that this siren sample, which was from a website called Freesounds. If you go and check Freesounds out, it's a great site. And on every sample, it also lists exactly what the license is, and there's a lot of them which are in Creative Commons. They're free to use, even without having to mention the creator. They're just out there for you to grab, and this was one of them. And this works really, really well with the theme of the track, and it sits together with the ambient guitar. Let me just unsolo it, unmute it. Really nicely, but it's just a bit of a jump when we get into that first verse. So I've added a couple of things. Now, first off, I tried to do a bit of reversing, and I love reversing tracks, and I'll show you through that in a moment. Works very well with electric guitars, bass, piano, and you really need about a bar's worth of clang. You need that initial attack. So you've got the initial attack of the sound, and then this lovely tail of the sustain. And when you reverse the sound, it's the tail which creates that anticipation. We'll take a look at that anyway in a moment. But this song is really fast, it's quite frenetic, and there's no moments in the song where I could easily cut and paste that out. If it was a bass note coming out of the chorus and going into a verse in the song, then it's going to really work really well in the intro to bring in the first verse. But nothing really worked with this song. As I say, it's fast moving. So what I found was a couple of samples. I'm going to share them with you first of all. Here's one which is a mallet swelling swoosh. It's quite orchestral. Just take a listen to this one. It's very orchestral. Let me turn these 2 up a little bit. Just grab that one. Yeah. And I've blended it in with some guitar feedback because on its own this is a bit too orchestral, right? So I needed something that fits with the theme of the song, that's a bit more streety. So I've got this really cool guitar feedback sample. The nice thing about this sample is, one, it's discordant, so it's in the wrong chord, so it's kind of throws the listener, grabs your attention, and it also wraps around from left to right. Let me just isolate that one. The other thing I like about this is because I'm using artificial amp sims, this gives a sense of realism as well about the guitar. It makes the listener think, you know, this is a real guitar. Yeah, it's a great sample, and it wallops the song in really nicely, for want of a better phrase. Let me just get that to a decent level again, and let's take a listen to what that's done. Here's a little story about my neighborhood. Works really, really well. Again, that just adds that realism and feel and suggests to the listener what might be coming. So let's just take a look at reversing something super simply as well. So here we are with a piano. just going to solo that out. And let's just record in a chord. So we get the tail of that sound. Now, the first off, of course, this is in MIDI. So I'm just going to bounce this one. Let me just, first off, just quantize this one. Or get it to the, let's just move it to the start of a beat. Great stuff. And I'm just going to bounce this to a new track. And let's just remove that track and instrument. Now I'm going to drag this back. Let's take a look at it. Just increase the gain a little bit, and now reverse the audio in Studio One. Just right click on the mouse, super simple. And then I want to bring it up to the point of where the verse kicks in. Just get it to a decent enough level. Right, so let's just bring it down a little bit more and get it into the mix. Here's a little story about my neighborhood. Works super well. As I say, that's going to work really well for you with bass, electric guitar, and of course piano here. Anything that's got a nice long sustain that you can record in, flip around, you're going to get that lovely reverse sound. Of course, let's not forget the cymbal. You can't beat a reverse cymbal. So there's some transitional ideas. Yes, I use this in the intro, but some of these ideas can work really well coming from a verse into a bridge, or a bridge into a chorus, or even coming out of the chorus back into a verse. Great for guitar solos and breakdowns too. Transitions are super handy and just can really help to bring your songs to life. If you enjoyed this video today, don't forget there's a free 7 steps mix method for you. You can grab that by clicking on the link below this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe here on YouTube too. And if you enjoyed the content from this video, I've got an awesome course called the Singer-Songwriter's Home Studio Toolkit. It's got tons of tutorials just like this one packed into it, specifically made for the solo singer-songwriter working on their own in a home studio. So much stuff on song development, arrangement, recording, and a full mix tutorial as well. It's an awesome course, and I'm going to give you 10% off that course right now with coupon code YouTube10. You can check that out and all the other Real Home Studio courses. There's a link below this video. Most importantly, go and have yourself a great day.